Welcome back. Just 18 weeks into her pregnancy, Tayler Hecht heard the words every parent fears. There's something wrong with your baby. Her daughter had gastroschisis, a rare defect in the abdominal wall, exposing many of the baby's internal organs. And babies with this condition rarely survive. But Tayler's daughter, Acelynn, is a fighter. You may remember them. We first introduced you to them back in 2019. Now, 2 years later, we wanted to check in on Tayler and Acelynn to give you all an update on how this miracle baby turned toddler is doing. In this special report, photojournalist Jake Johnson and I headed to their home in Hessel for a little visit.
She's a small baby. Every procedure is very risky, every one of them.
This was Acelynn Hecht back in 2019 when we first introduced you to her. At just 11 months old, she already had endured 15 medical procedures and had spent her entire life up until that point at C.S. Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. Did you ever think you'd have this moment where you'd be able to play with her?
No. At first we didn't even know if, she was going to make it this far, and we didn't know if I was going to be able to hold her. We've made through all those milestones, and so now we're able to snuggle, cuddle, and play.
And here's Acelynn now, just a month shy of her 3rd birthday and 19 medical procedures later. She looks so happy to be home, too.
She is. She's happy and healthy for the most part. We still have a little bit of struggles.
In total, she spent 426 days in the hospital, from the day she was born until April 21st, 2020. That's when the Youper was finally able to head home to the UP.
It was very scary.
Not just because first-time mom Tayler was heading home with her medically fragile baby for the very first time ever, but also
in the middle of a pandemic, and people that could have helped me couldn't because we had to keep them away.
For about the first year home,
she needed 24/7 care. Someone had to be eyes on her 24/7. Coming home was harder than being in the NICU, actually. Just because in the NICU, I had all those people. I had somebody within a snap of a finger, I had somebody to help me out. Here, you have to be able to handle it on your own.
Slowly but surely, Tayler and Acelynn were able to find their routine, thanks in part to her parents and the Youper Strong community. When
I see people in the store, they'll say to me, like, oh my gosh, we're following her story, we really appreciate the pictures. They've still been super, super supportive, just kind of from afar. If I need anything, they're there.
I am just struck at some of those early pictures of her and how small she was, and compared to how she is now. Sometimes you just kind of step back and say, wow, it really is remarkable.
Yep, all the time. All the time. I'm like, I can't even believe we made it this far.
While Tayler is so thankful and grateful to see Acelynn grow, it hasn't been easy. You don't take the simple things for granted anymore.
No, not at all. The simple things is what's kept me going, seriously.
Yeah.
Because this has been hard. It's still hard.
Things like seeing Acelynn play with her toys or swinging with her grandpa, or Acelynn's favorite thing, pushing her toys around outside. These moments being in the UP outside just have to be so special.
They are so special. And I just have to enjoy the moment and watch how far that she's come and be, thankful and proud.
Yeah. Acelynn turns 3 on December 23rd. While she is so thankful to see her daughter's continued progress, it's a tough day for mom.
See her and she's so happy, and it's like, well, why her?
Do you struggle with that sometimes? Why her?
Always. Definitely I do. I don't understand that, and I don't think I ever will.
The days are getting easier, thanks in part to Nurse Ashley, who comes 4 days a week to check on Acelynn. Right now, Acelynn is on IV nutrition 16 hours a day. Their next goal? Get her trach tube out, get her talking more, and hopefully eating more food. But Tayler likes to keep life in perspective and focus on her little girl's big smile.
Oh my gosh, this stuff is so hard, and then you see your big old smile and you just can't help but smile too. That's the kind of stuff that keeps parents going.
And they do keep in close contact with all of their doctors down at the University of Michigan Health System. They plan to go down there about every 3 months or so for Acelynn to get a checkup with some virtual visits in the winter. With all things considered, Mom says Acelynn is really doing pretty well. Tayler also says with that nurse now helping them, she's been able to focus a little bit more on her personal well-being. After all, this has been a lot on her as well.
What a wonderful family. I mean, Tayler is an inspiration, and I know you got to spend time with Acelynn. I just want to know what her personality was like, because that smile.
Oh my gosh, she is the happiest baby I have ever met. And that I would have told you the same thing back in 2019 when she had spent every moment of her life up until then in the hospital. Yeah. She's this smiley, I think is the best way to describe her. We see her playing outside. Yes. She absolutely loved being outside. She loved the camera, and photojournalist Jake that I worked with, there was a part in the story where we saw her playing with a foam black thing. Yeah. That's from the camera microphone. She loved the camera.
I don't know. She may have a job working at the floor in
possibly,
the future.
Possibly.
I don't know.
I mean, when you think about everything this baby has been through, one of the things Tayler had said to me was, you know, for Acelynn, all of this is normal. Yeah. And it's Tayler is the one that knows none of this is normal. And she's the one that has really had to work with that. That's her playing with the camera equipment there too. Yeah. But Tayler, you know, made the really interesting point to me was that as the mom, she's the one that knows this isn't the way it is for everyone else. But Acelynn, this is her life. This is what she knows, and
she has no idea just how brave she is. But you know, of course, Tayler obviously, you know, choosing to just be what moms are, which are superheroes. Yeah. So thank you for that story, for that update.
Well, thank you to Tayler and Acelynn for hosting us and her parents, and they're really who this is all about. So.